Muay Thai action rolls on, and this amateur Muay Thai match is set at a catch weight of 150 pounds and 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the cage tonight at a height of 5 feet 5 inches, having weighed in at 149 pounds even. He trains with Striker Fight Center, and he fights out of Kennesaw, Georgia. And tonight, right here in the Aries Fight Series cage, he makes his amateur Muay Thai debut. Ladies and gentlemen, this is El Hitman, Brenur Medina. And now, his opponent across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He steps into the cage tonight at a height of 5 feet 5 inches, having weighed in at 148.8 pounds. He trains with Ursus Fight Fitness and No Excuses Boxing, and he fights out of Sevierville, Tennessee. Tonight in the Aries Fight Series cage, he also makes his amateur Muay Thai debut. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Captain Hernandez.
Caleb Miller going to be controlling the action here in our first bout of the Aries 25 undercard. Cody, at face-offs yesterday, you got the sense the matchmaker knew what he was doing, pitting Hernandez here against Medina.
Yeah, we got the youthfulness versus that man strength, and you can tell both guys hyper-aggressive to start things out because it still is a debut for both guys, so there's tons of nervous energy. As you can see, they're not wasting any time getting after it.
Medina's literally vibrating. He is shaking. You can tell and there's already some fighting spirit here in addition to what they came in with. Man, hyper aggressive here.
I mean, it's basically a high school senior versus his PA teacher. So we got a full-grown man with that strength, but again, we'll see if that's speed and youthfulness. So far, it seems like Medina's definitely got that power advantage. And the way he keeps his hands low, although dangerous defensively, it allows him to just uncork these overhand bombs.
He's going to need to manage that energy output, though. You know, he's really a lot of fast twitch, a lot of nervous energy coursing through his veins right now.
Yeah, but keep in mind, they're only 2-minute rounds, amateur Muay Thai, so I mean, he's only got to unload the tank for 6 minutes, and so far so good. He's not losing any steam.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, Caleb Miller's got his hands full in this one.
Does he ever? That's the great thing about these lighter weight class guys is there's so much frantic energy and so much pace that a big guy like Caleb's got to, definitely keep up with them. Medina with a nice right hand there over the top. Oh, and a side kick.
Hyper aggression from Medina here in round one.
Again, Medina for a debuting guy, as we talked about, 34, you can tell he's experienced. He's switched stances. He's got very versatile with his weapons. He's mixing it up very nicely, and he just seems very confident. Pace is going to be the big thing. If he can keep this up, so far so good.
Youth is on Hernandez's side here, and you would assume that endurance might be as well, but right now Medina is all aggression in round one.
Medina's a bull, and he's seeing red and coming forward, but Hernandez is game. He's got a hell of a chin on him, and he returns fire every time. He's starting to get some respect.
This thing is heating up. What a way to kick off Aries Fight Series 25 undercard.
You saw some body work there from...
Oh my goodness, heavy fall.
And all of this is just takes a lot of energy. I mean, you see the falling and the throwing and the combinations, and Hernandez did an excellent job there at the end of the round of mixing it up to the body, and I think that would serve him well just to kind of take out of the gas from Medina. If he's not going to gas himself out from throwing 100 punches per round, you need to gas him out by going to the body and kind of taking some of that gas out of the tank. So Hernandez made some adjustments later in that round, but this second round is going to be crucial because he's likely down 0-1 and needs to start turning the tide right now.
Well, he's got the Striker Fight Center behind him, and you think of some of the guys coming out of there, the Carrington Johnsons, the Ben Rainwaters. He's got a room full of great training partners. Does Medina and Hernandez. He's going to have to really plug in here because that first round definitely, I feel like, went to the side of Medina, but it is Aries Fight Series 25. Undercard action Our final tie bout of the evening, Cody, it was really a sight to see. The biggest tie boxers of the evening were the juniors. They're at 185. That's kind of a crazy little wrinkle.
Did either of those kids look like juniors? I mean, they look pretty grown to me, and boy, oh boy, did they ever throw down. But that's just a testament to the talent level in the area improving and the game improving.
I thought it must have been a typo, but no. And right now, this catchweight 150, this bout is certainly delivering here.
Medina with a slightly slower pace to come out, but look how wide-eyed he is. He is just absolutely game. Medina, as you mentioned as well, he's at a Striker Fight Center in Kenshaw, Georgia, and they've had a lot of guys fight on Aries Fight Series in the past. So even though he hasn't competed, he's been able to be in the camp with guys. He's been to these venues. He's been to these shows. He knows what to expect. Whereas Hernandez is from a new gym. I believe he's the first guy from the camp to ever fight on an Aries show. So this is a new experience, and as you're realizing this Tennessee level, this is as high as it gets in terms of a promotion for the area, and there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of vibes. So far he's doing a good job, but you can tell ever so slightly he's getting bewildered in there from this constant pace.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Hernandez is the first fighter ever from Ursus Fight Fitness to enter the Aries cage, and right now he's got all he can handle with Medina, who's just turned this into a brawl.
Medina's fighting him like he owes him some money, and Medina wants that money. He's looking to cash in. And doesn't matter what Hernandez tries to do, is that he's relentless in throwing punches. He's kind of slowed down his kick game a little bit. I think he's headhunting. But again, I mean, he's secured the first round, so far having a solid second, and then it's really going to be up to Hernandez to fight out of an 0-2 hole and get the finish.
Very good analysis here as we enter 30 seconds remaining in round number 2 of our first bout of the Aries 25 undercard. Caleb Miller very busy here, keeping these guys on their P's and Q's as we've had tie-ups and return into distance. It is a slugfest right now here in round 2, Cody.
And Hernandez doing the same thing that he did at the end of the first, which is turn up the heat in the last 30 seconds. I don't know if it's enough to persuade the judges, but at least he's, again, getting some respect from his opponent and establishing himself that he's not going anywhere. He's taken all of Medina's best punches, and that's given him some confidence that he can continue to go forward himself.
Yeah, should it go to the judges' scorecards? Interesting to see how round 2 is scored. That was a better round for Hernandez, but Medina, I think, is really edging the fight with his aggression at the moment.
Yeah, and again, I think you can't stress enough how Medina is, he's a man. He's got that ability to take the younger kid's best shots and come forward. He's got maybe not a chip on his shoulder, but he's highly motivated that he doesn't want to lose in front of his friends and family to the younger, very green new fighters. So both guys are throwing down. I mean, I can't say that this is a runaway fight in either direction, but so far through 2 rounds, it does seem that Medina's been landing more punches, the better punches, and has had a very effective ability of getting Hernandez to back up to the cage where he can't move, and then Medina's just unloading with these big shots from the clinch, from slightly outside of range, doing all the right things, but crucial 3rd round for both guys.
Tell you what, Cody, that theme that you just touched on about the older fighter and the pride and, drawing upon all that experience, the life experience, that's on display in the co-main event there. Brandon McMahon, Robbie Ring. That is going to be electric, coming your way a little later tonight on the main card. But here we are, Hernandez and Medina, round 3, and this thing is picking up where it left off.
The Spectation's got someone doing punch stats. I'd feel bad for them because how do you calculate this? There's just so much going on at all times. Neither guy willing to give an inch.
Oh, I bet you the truck's on top of that. You know, they have put the strike counter up, and this would be a tough fight to calculate the strike counter, certainly.
Yeah, and a nice left hand by Medina. He just touched him up with the right as well. Hernandez, a couple knees to the body, but again, 2 knees to the body compared to those 2 big hooks to the head. The judges are probably going to favor those bigger punches. And in either scenario, no matter who wins, Dylan, huge learning experience for both guys. First fight, and look how much they're learning on the fly, learning about themselves, getting some of that nervousness out of there, and both guys got heart for days.
I mean, this is just really a grueling pace here in round 3. Both of these fighters will be sore tomorrow. Oh, and we go to the ground there. Got a couple awkward tie-ups in this one.
Yeah, you know what? It's Muay Thai fight, but it looks more like a kickboxing bout than anything. I mean, you don't quite see as much clinching as you would in a traditional Muay Thai fight. But again, whenever they do, it usually ends with somebody dumping the other guy to the canvas.
Medina complaining about a low blow there. Caleb Miller not really hearing it.
He told the ref he kicked me in the balls, but he at no point looked for a break. He continued to punch and continued to kick. He wasn't looking for a break there. He was just letting him know.
For the record.
That one almost got low. Not quite.
After you get hit once, maybe you're a little less careful about where your shots land. It's going to be a sprint to the finish line here. 20 seconds remaining here in round 3. And this thing just started off so fast and so aggressive, it had to slow down somewhat. But Medina is throwing caution to the wind here, even as we near the final bell.
It honestly never slowed down, just the punches had less zap on them, had less power. But if you could look at the punch stats, it looked like they threw as many punches and kicks in the third round that they did in the first. But again, in the first, you saw Medina really snapping the head back from Hernandez. A couple shots really did get his attention. The third round, it was more volume, swarming him, pressure, making him work. But it didn't look like anything really snuck through and really, really damaged Hernandez up in that third round.
Well, after a couple of quick finishes on the prelims start of the night, looks like we've got our third decision in a row coming here, Cody, and the judges have been pretty fair throughout the prelims. This is going to be close. I feel like the corner of Medina feels like he is moments away from securing a win in his debut effort. But as far as young Kevin Hernandez going, again at 19, making his debut against the much older Medina, brighter days are ahead for both of these fighters, but more importantly, I'd say Hernandez has a lot of development and improvement he can.
Yeah, and again, I think the takeaway, even if Hernandez comes out on the losing end of the decision here, there's a great takeaway that the kid showed that he has heart, right? And that's one thing that they always talk about, you can't teach a guy's heart. Well, you know he has that. You know he's got skills. You know he's got potential. And he just went out there and fought a 34-year-old man, a power puncher that never took the foot off the gas. Aries could find 40 guys on the roster that don't come at you like Medina does, but he took a tough fight his first time out, and he survived. And I think the next time out, you build on that. We saw in the first fight of the card, very similar situation with Nolan Hernandez. Hernandez goes out very close, very contentious decision loss in his Aries debut, comes out in his very next fight, and it's a knockout, absolute gorgeous knockout, minute and 3 seconds. So that's learning as a young prospect.
That was a great way to start the night. The man with the answers, Lance Green's got judges' scorecards coming your way now.
Ladies and gentlemen, following 3 grueling rounds, this decision has gone to your judges' scorecards. Judge Lisa Dorn, Harlan Bolton, and Johnny Stewart all see it with the same exact scores of 30-27. Your winner comes out of the blue corner, El Hitman, Brenur